Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Casper or Casper networks. A lot of things happening within this ecosystem. A lot of things happen within the price. But before we fully jump into this video, I just want to let you guys know that if you guys are new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing and turning notifications on, as it does help the channel grow. Also, if you guys could all please leave a like on this video, it does help the channel grow as well. So thank you all. Now, with that being said, obviously the market is fairly red. A lot of altcoins are down. Dominance on both Bitcoin and Ethereum are kind of ranging here. We have seen Casper kind of moving a little bit, nothing too crazy within that. Trading volume still down about 37.65%. And I know that this is saying, like on the 7-day span, it's saying that we hit like, it was like 1850 or something like that. But I did not see that on the chart. We're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be talking about why that level is very significant for us to actually kind of break over and hold, as well as why I believe that we could be seeing some major moves very soon for Casper. But before we fully jump into everything, I just want to quickly let you guys know, and of course, there's going to be a lot more Casper pretty much content uploaded on this website. But my Ultimate Crusader Trading Bundle Pack, which includes everything on the website as well as all feature content for free, is $20 off right now, or 20% off. I do plan on having a sale this weekend for 50% off, but this sale will only last until Friday. The sale over the weekend is going to be limited. I think I might just do 100 sales for that. But with that being said, let's move on and let's talk about Casper, and let's talk about what happened just recently. So obviously on the the weekly chart, we actually did pump over the weekend though. The weekly chart looks very good here. It looks very bullish still. It looks like we are gaining, that traction right here along the resistance point for support. But I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about the daily, because it did say that we hit some, nice targets up here. We hit about like 1873 or so, but it was just a slight wick. Honestly, that's not even where the resistance was that we hit. And this is obviously a point that we really want to breach over, but we did not yet get there. I know that on the chart we, breached over a little bit, but it was not a clear and strong break. This is pretty much where that resistance still lies at about 1728. You can actually kind of see us retesting that here on the 24th candle, which was essentially today, but we're essentially on the 25 for some weird reason. But overall, we still need to break this point. We also need to break this and flip it into support, similar to what we did down here at about the 1295 level, where we get a strong engulfing candle, kind of come down and retest it, and then kind of come back up, which is what I believe that we're still doing right now currently. There's not too much support here, but if we do look on the macro time or the micro time based levels, we could kind of see where the support actually stands here. Now, where we pretty much came down and double tested was at around the 15.45 cent level, which is support going back to the 21st, but it's not that strong a support. I would say that these two, the bottom candle wicks on these two 4-hour candles, are fairly strong. This is also resistance, I should mind you. So it's not a strong conviction of this being the major support zone, but I do think that this is going to hold fairly strong. I was hoping for 16 cents to actually hold, but we could not do that. So right now I'm kind of waiting for the next major move on Casper. In terms of the 1-day chart, so let's go back to the 1-day chart instead of the 4-hour. So this is more so on the macro base levels. We are seeing that double bounce off of the 15.45 cent level, which is a strong retest, similar to what we did here. I would say that we're probably going to repeat this pattern that we're kind of in, where we possibly do something similar to what we just currently did. Where we pretty much trade sideways a little bit, so something similar to this, but I don't think that we pretty much break this level. And even if we do, the lowest that I see us going if we do break this point here is pretty much the bottom of this candle, which is still 15 cents. But besides that, the strongest point of support would be at about 14.38, and of course the other candle or the other marker down here where this candle pretty much touched is the main support, but it's actually here. So 1 second, right there at about 13.29. So we need to watch for any sort of retest of those major support zones. The only reason why I leave this one here is because this is resistance going back to the 7th. That's what we really needed to break out of, which we did. Now we came back down, retested that resistance, and we pretty much had that strong conviction. That's what I want to see up here. I want to see a strong break above 1835. I want to see maybe even a test of like 21 or so, maybe even 22. And 24 would be the bullish point. That would be like the most bullish point that we could actually retest before we have, a come down and retest support zone between 1835 to 24 cents. Somewhere in that level is where I kind of want to see this back at. But of course, there's been a lot of talks on some price targets on Twitter and stuff like that. My targets still stay the same. My risk-free targets are like around $1 to $1.80, with like my conservative prices being $4 to $7 with some higher targets. Now, obviously, we are still very early, so we are seeing the social dominance very low, which is like 22.6%. Social engagement down 70%. Social volume 61.3%. This is pretty rough, right? And of course, in terms of the feed, I'm labeled here. I'm honestly number 2 next to Casper themselves. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous how early we actually are. Not a lot of people are talking about it. Most of the people that are talking about it don't have that many followers, myself included. Like, I only have 15K. So, in terms of the influencers, there's not too many out there talking about Casper. There's not a lot of people making videos on Casper either. I don't know why the influencers tab wasn't loading, but it doesn't matter anyways, because even at our highest point, there was really no social volume anyways. So that just tells me that we are very early. So when we do start the breakout, it's obviously going to be very good for social volume, and a lot of people are probably going to be FOMOing in. So we are still very early. I don't need to tell you guys that though. Obviously, if you zoomed out on the chart, and I know that I've been saying obviously a lot, and I do apologize, but it is what it is, right? But if you do zoom out, you could tell that we are still very far away from our actual levels that we need to get to. So, things still are very early for Casper. Now, also, I see a lot of people calling for $44 and so. We actually see here, if you are searching for an opportunity to be early on a high potential future-proof L1 or layer 1 blockchain, fast and low fees, consider checking out Casper. In the chart, you see the potential price move based on the Solana chart. So this is all based on Solana. So here's Casper Labs, right? And we do see what we're doing pretty much down here. We're pretty much at a 100% drop, kind of consolidated sideways, pretty much 119 days possibly until we do see this, major boom here, which they're talking more so about us getting to around July 2022. It is possible, but this looks fairly bullish for us if we do continue this route to $44.50. Do I think that this is possible? I would argue a little bit that it's not, but that's just my overall opinion on it. Of course, I don't want to get anybody wrecked, so I'm not going to tell you guys, wait till $44. No, because we can't go off of an ICO price to say that this is pretty much where we want to be. But we do see here, this is the Solana chart I've used to base the potential Casper move, and here it is. Obviously, we do need a lot more volume for Casper. We need a lot more buyers for Casper as well. I'm not saying that this is, not logical or it's not going to happen. I'm just saying I think that it's unlikely to happen. And a lot of people are saying, it's been trying to move not nearly enough volume, and it does not have enough volume. There needs to be a lot more volume, but that's exactly why we are being able to accumulate it at such low and undervalued levels. But we've also been seeing some major updates. Results are in from the poll on what altcoin is the best to buy right now, which I thought this was funny just to throw it in here. And we do see here Casper but blue. I thought this was funny. But, it is the truth, right? Casper is probably one of the most undervalued gems right now. It's probably the highest risk, highest reward factor as well. That's just overall my opinion on it, because I think that we have, this floor set here where we could essentially 100x. I mean, if we're looking at it from a $16 level, I think that $16 is still undervalued for what Casper is building. But we also seen this update from Chainlink, actually. I thought this was interesting to see today. But DeFi protocols must use hyper-reliable decentralized market data to avoid price inaccuracies, sorry. I don't know why I said that like that, and I do apologize for that. And single points of failure. Developers can integrate the Casper USD price feed on Ethereum to build secure markets around Casper Network's native token. I think that this is awesome. In fact, when we're talking about Link, I would not say buy Link now, but I will say this. I would remember when I was buying Link at like $5. Link itself has probably the most, and I'm not saying this to, do a pun, but it has the most links to pretty much every other project in the space. Almost every other project that I'm invested in has some sort of connection to Link. It's crazy. But I think that this is awesome, and a lot of people are also saying amazing. This is bullish and stuff. I think that Casper could have some major high targets met if it continues the innovation and the growth that it's been doing. We have been getting messages asking us whether the Casper Punks NFTs will be available on the marketplace. The answer is yes. Our NFT marketplace is permissionless, meaning that everyone can list and sell their NFTs. This is awesome. We know how good NFT marketplaces have done for other altcoins in the past, Solana being one of them. I think that this is awesome. And I think that Friendly Market is also fairly cool. I don't know why I don't follow them, but I think that this is also very cool in terms of innovation and an update. I think that the future for Casper Labs, Casper Network and Casper Labs, I should say, I think that the future here is very, very golden for us to really have that nice, price movement. In my mind, a 10x is very, very likely. 100x, unlikely. Is it possible still, though? Yeah, it's possible, but it's unlikely in my opinion. I would not wait for it. I would always take your profit beforehand. But we also see here, we're less than a week out from AWS reInvent attending. I think a lot of stuff is going to come from this. We actually see here, visit our booth to create an NFT selfie, win swag, experience live Casper demos, and enjoy blockchain discussions. So I think that this is awesome. I think that a lot of stuff is going to come from this, and I think that there's going to be a lot of updates from this as well. And I think that once we do see this actually happen, I think that we're going to see a lot of those demos come out, and I think that that's going to increase social volume as well. And of course, we do see here Casper Pad will launch in December 2021, and all we can say is it's on a Friday. Before we announce the date, make a guess. There's only 5 Fridays in December, and I think that this is going to be very interesting, to say the least. I think that this is going to be one of those updates that pretty much happens at the perfect time. I think that this is great for, again, the Casper ecosystem. And when we're talking about Casper, I am so bullish, guys. You have no idea how bullish I am on Casper. I've been talking to you guys about it for a fairly long time now, and we're not too far away from my entry points, honestly. So pretty much most of you got in at the exact same time that I got in. So I'm very happy for the future of this asset. I'm very bullish on the future of this asset. I see a long-term growth point from here. By the end of this bull run, we could be seeing this at my levels easily up here at about $1.50 to possibly $4 to $7. I think that this is where we essentially lie, and I am very happy with how Casper has been growing lately, and I've been very happy with the price action as well. I have no concerns on the price action. I'm very, very happy with this. So with that being said, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.